Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, I'm doing a little bit of a tool review here on this Makita. I'm not going to call it a skill saw because that's not what it is. Circular saw. But anyhow, here's the deal with this. I love it. It works great. It's the best circular saw I've owned, both plug-in and battery. Only problem is it does run out of battery. That's the biggest downfall of these. But I got this, it was one of those, they had it on a shelf as a display and then it got pushed back behind a bunch of stuff, and they had another one out on display, and this one was like way back underneath the shelves, just pushed back there. And so I went and asked them, and I said, well, you got one out on display and you got another one out of the box just sitting there way back in the back. Can I get a good deal on it? And they gave me a really good deal. Good enough that I called my wife and told her the price, and she right away said yes. So that's a pretty good deal. I can't remember exactly what the price was, but it was good. It didn't come with a blade, didn't come with a box, didn't come with instruction. It was, all I got was just the saw. No battery, no nothing. Now the first blade I put on this was an old blade because it's and I can't remember. 6 and it's not a normal size blade. It's smaller. And the only one I had around here was an old one. I think I got it from my wife's grandfather when he passed, and got some stuff of his. Anyhow, I put that on there and it didn't cut worth beans. I thought, well, what in the heck, it must be, you know, gotta be the blade because it was a brand new saw. And I went and bought this Diablo bit blade, and it cuts like butter now every time I use it. I've had it for a little over a year now. And that's going to be the problem with my tool reviews and why I don't do a lot. By the time I do, I actually get a good use on it and decide, yes, I would say, yeah, buy this and go ahead and use it, is because by the time I get done with it, there's a new model probably coming out already. And this is the LXT model, 18 volt. I got the 3 amp hour battery. I don't think I'd go much lower than that if you can help it. This does seem to eat up the battery pretty quick. The downfall is the blade size. I would like to have a normal size 7 1/4 or whatever the normal size blades are. It is a little bit not real difficult to find blades. You can find the blades. It's finding the different types of blades that work with it for different types of woods. That's a little more difficult. That's the one downfall to having a smaller blade on a saw. But as far as the saw goes, I would buy it every day and twice on Sunday. It's worked excellent for me. The downfall is battery life. This seems to eat up the batteries pretty quick, but I've had these batteries from my kit I bought a long time ago. Like I said, I've only had the saw for probably a little over a year now, around a year, but the batteries I probably are going on 3 or 4 years, and they are starting to kind of go downhill. That would be the downfall with these, is that you can't plug them in, and when the batteries are dead, you hopefully have a couple so you can be charging one while you're using one, especially in the saw. This does seem to eat up the batteries pretty quick, but it always makes it through. By the time I use this up, the other one's usually charged up again and ready to go. So you got, you know, if you're not using it 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're good to go. If you are doing that kind of thing, you're going to need either a lot of batteries or an extension cord and a plugged-in saw. It is the LXT model, Makita. Like I said, love this saw, works great. I would buy it over and over again, but here's the caveat on that. I just cut through these 2 boards right here, which is a pretty substantial amount, and MDF is not super easy to cut through because it's very dense. And it cut it fine, did great, but I don't think I could make another cut all the way through 2 boards again with the saw. And these batteries are pretty much full, or as charged as they're going to get. In fact, it's a little bit warm. I did make a couple cuts on another project through some 2x4s, and actually another small, like 2-foot chunk of MDF. Beyond that, here's the deal. For the price to get these 3 amp hour batteries, now you got to watch that too, because I've been looking for batteries, and it's like $100 for, from what I can tell, the 3 amp hour one for $100. I'm not positive. I've been looking, but it's been a little while. But basically why I don't remember is because what it comes down to is, to get batteries, I'd be better off buying a whole nother kit with a couple batteries, 3 amp hour batteries, And then I got extra tools I don't need. Yeah, I could sell them on Craigslist for a few bucks, but honestly, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm not a big fan of selling stuff on Craigslist anyway. I'll do it if I need to, but I don't like people coming to my house. Beyond that, I've been looking, and when these batteries go to crap, I'll probably sell these off on eBay, Craigslist, whatever. And I'm going to probably go to the rigid. Basically just, and I hope Makita's listening to this, and I hope a lot of the other companies that charge ridiculous prices for their batteries, so you have to buy whole kits over and over again. Kind of makes me mad, obviously. Blabbering on even more here. But here's the deal, they're rigid. If you send in all your, I bought this at a store, here's the receipt, blah blah blah, I don't know what you call it, but you got to send in all your paperwork, and the batteries you get with the kits that they sell are lifetime. So, you know, and what I've seen and what I've talked to other people about, they seem to be pretty good in most places. Not all places, but most places, especially if you have a service center by you, which I do. Just replacing the batteries. You take the batteries in, do whatever paperwork they say, it takes a few minutes and you get a couple new batteries. And that's my problem with Makita. My only problem is that I don't want to pay a crap load for these batteries, and I can get a whole set of rigid. Even the newer, they're not brushless, but they seem to be getting pretty good views. They're powerful, they last a long time. The saw that comes with the kit is a 7 1/4, I think is the normal. I don't know what a normal size. It's been too long since I did carpentry work. But anyways, it's got a normal size blade, so you can pick up any kind and type of blade you want for your saw. That kind of stuff is stuff that appeals to me, especially as a homeowner. I don't go out and do this for a living. I do a lot of my own home improvements, and I do use these tools probably more than the average homeowner. And that's where I say I love this tool. It works great. Everything's great about it, but these dang batteries are too expensive. And once these go away, I do believe I'm going to be going to the rigid. So there, Makita, think about that, because I think a lot of people are going to start going to rigid if they really do hold up to their lifetime warranty on everything. And from what I've heard and from what I've seen and things like that, that as long as you do your paperwork, they're real good about holding up to their end of the bargain of lifetime on their tools and their batteries. So that's why I'm going to change. Hopefully you guys do get something out of this video, that this is a good saw. If you can pick one of these up on Craigslist with a couple batteries, and you really like this brand, man, I would pick this up if you can get a really good deal on it. And honestly, I really like Makita. I would like to stay with Makita, but for the price, like I said, I'm homeowner. I don't do enough to justify the cost of buying a whole nother outfit just to get batteries, basically. So that's my opinion. Take from it what you will. This is Sam, Jack of all, Master of none. Y'all have a good one.